Exodus, Shemot, chapter 23. Bnei Yisrael min ha'avodah va'izaku ve'ta'al sho'atam al Elohim min ha'avodah. So God hears the cries of the Israelites are being oppressed in Egypt. God hears they cry out, and so God hears their cry. So now God is getting Moses' attention. Moses is tending to sheep. He sees the burning bush. Vayira Yahweh ki sar la ra'ot vayikra eliv Elohim metocha hasana vayomer Moshe vayomer heneni. So he sees that Moses has turned, and he calls out, Moses. Moses says, and heneni, the same thing that Abraham says to God when he's at the altar with Isaac. Verse 24, Va'ishemu Elohim, God hears, et na'akatem, the cries, va'izakad, he realizes, he remembers, Elohim at barito, he remembers the covenant, et Avraham, et Yitzchak, ve'at Yaakov. So Bayito, his covenant with Abraham. Abraham leaves the idol worship and comes into monotheistic religion, leaving behind the death cults of the death cult cities that were in the area. So God made the covenant with Abraham. I'll give you this land of milk and honey. Of course, the Israelites have been exiled from there in bondage in Israel or in Egypt for the past 400 years. So we are accepting, we have the remembering on both sides of the crying out and God coming to help, remembering of this contract, this vassal contract between Yahweh and the Israelites. And I have come down, vayared la hatzilo mid Mitzrayim. I've come down to bring them out of Mitzrayim, Egypt. Ula ha'alta, to bring them al aretz zaket halav udavash, a land flowing with milk and honey. And so it's that side of the bargain. You hold up your end of the bargain, and you only worship me. You don't worship idols. You're going to get this land flowing with milk and honey. And we see that the story continues. It's in God's timing. It's not in the Israelites' timing, and they have to learn to do it God's way. And he's telling him this last plague that God is going to kill all of the firstborn of the Egyptians and let the Israelites go free. And after that, the Egyptians, of course, are going to be favorably disposed to give a lot of gold and silver to the Israelites as they go, but then we see they all change their mind and try to slaughter them before the Red Sea. So, but the first thing, it's this festival to remember this going from captivity to this God of freedom in the desert is about food. And we have a simple meal. You're going from Mitzrayim, the narrow place where everything is built up, everything is complex. The food, I think, would have been really good in Egypt, but it just would have, people, because they're living in concrete jungle, they were further and further removed from the food the further you get in the city. And that's just this kind of Bible kind of just acknowledging this basic fact that you're further away from the food production. Verse 7, Valikhu min hadam, that it takes some of the blood, venetenu el shatai hamazot ve'al ha-moshkof al habatim asher ye'ochelu oto bahem. So you take some of the blood and put it on the doorposts in the lintel of the houses in which they eat it. So we see that we're taking the life force of the animal that you don't eat. They don't eat the blood, but they are taking it to mark on the doorpost that this is life. We're leaving and we're this place of death, and the angel of death is going to do his bidding amongst the Egyptians, and God is going to protect the houses. Now go to chapter 11. Vayomer Yahweh el Moshe od bena ehad avia al Faro ve'al Mitzrayim ahad riven yishla otchem maze bashalahu kala geresh yigaresh otchem mezah. So I will bring one more plague upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt, and after that he will let you go from here. Indeed, when he lets you go, he's going to drive you out. And we see that with foreshadowing the escape through the Red Sea. Verse 8, Vayachalu at habasar balayla hazeh at tzali ash umtzot al mararim ya'ochalu. So they shall eat the flesh that same night. They shall eat it roasted over fire with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. A simple meal. We're not doing any of this complex stuff because we have this big journey ahead of us. This is our last day in Mitzrayim. Now we are going to leave, and we need a good meal, protein, and not the leaven. Of course, we don't have leaven because that's going to make us howdy, and we have a long journey, and our stomachs have to be right for this journey. So we're just gonna have this simple meal. You should not leave any of it over till morning. No leftovers. If anything's left in the morning, you should burn it. This is how you shall eat it. And this Hebrew is hard. So your loins girded, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in a hurry. It is a Passover, Pesach offering to the Lord. So when it's done talking about all the rites and basically how the ceremony is going to go, it says, Va'im rotem zevacha Pesach hu la Yahweh asher Pesach ad al betai beni Israel b'matzerim benagfu ben et Mitzrayim ve'et betinu hatzil. So this is when they come to ask, when their children come to ask, why do we do all this stuff? You say it's a Passover sacrifice to the Lord because he passed over the houses of the Israelites in Egypt when he smote the Egyptians, but he saved our house. So they're just different progressions on there are different points on the progression. We might be in a land of milk and honey, or you might have a clear objective to get there, something that, some pharaoh that's holding you back from getting there. But either way, if you're in the land of honey, you know that somebody's land of milk and honey, somebody's going to try to take it away from you because the Israelites have just gone in and out of that land for centuries. I forget what it was, but they had a dinner scene where they were doing a Seder. It was like a modern Seder, and the people at the table were not getting along very well. And the old man that survived, that's the old grandpa that's there that survived the Holocaust, he's getting upset. He's like, you guys don't know what I went through. You've had it really comfortable here. This is a good, we're living in a nice middle class house and seem to be doing well. The dad had a lot of kids and it's a peaceful place. But the grandpa knows it's only within one lifetime we had this immense hell, this hellish world war that tried to annihilate the Jews. Verse 18, Barashon ba'arba'a esher yom lachodesh ba'arev ha'ohelu metzot ad yom ha'achad va'ishirim lachodesh ba'arev Shava'at yomim asher lo yamtza b'mitichem ki kol ohel mitzot. So the leavened food, Venaharoto Hanafesh Hahu Matzarat Israel Begad Yochel Zarat Haaretz. So basically, no leaven should be found in your houses for 7 days. Whoever eats what is leavened, that person will be cut off the community of Israel whether he's a stranger or a citizen of the country. So we're 7 days fasting from leavened bread.
And here is my matzo ball soup. The matzah balls, last year, I did this last year in Passover.
And the matzo balls were like sticky and they really stick together. And I don't know, I was just kind of throwing it together, so I didn't really measure stuff out. I used chicken fat and 2 eggs, and I let them sit in the fridge all night. And I'm totally not doing the biblical diet at all, the fast, or I'm loosely basing some of the characteristics. But basically, it's just low carb, almost no carb week. So I will do not just no like yeast, but no flour, just a little bit of the matzah. So anyway, I'm gonna fast tomorrow, and then I think I'll fast I'll probably have a little bit of food Monday night. Fast Tuesday. Tuesday I'll have some food because I'm gonna work out for lunch, but no carbs. But I will have on Tuesday night. I'll have some of the matzah, and plus no sugar. I'll just fast, just eat a lot less than I normally do. No, I'm not going to do any meat either. That is chicken broth, so that'll be some protein. Basically, like I'll just do no carb the rest of the week. Like the only carb I'll have is just a little bit of that matzah, and then I'll definitely eat it tonight.